This is our 4-gas meter that we carry on the engine. With this meter, this is where you're going to take into homes where you have natural gas leaks or CO detectors going off. Big part of this is starting this outside of the home so that way you're not inside trying to pick up the gas that's already there. If you notice here, you have an A, B, C button. You're mostly going to mess with just the A button. This is your on button. This is what operates the machinery. So with turning that on, it'll take it anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes for it to go through its whole system check. If it does happen to come on and it does have a fail, you'll push the C to reset it. If it says fail again, at that point it's out of commission because it needs to be either recalibrated or there's something internally wrong with the machine. So we'll give this a second to warm up. And as you see, it's going through its checks and it is telling you to please wait. And again, if it says it needs calibrated, it will state it across there that calibration is needed. You will not be calibrating the machine. You'll see it's auto-zeroing itself out. Now if you notice, this is going to be your explosive limit or your LEL. This is a percentage sign, and at this point, it should be measuring 0 outside the home. If you are getting some type of LEL or explosive limit, you need to step out of the area and restart the system again. You also see you have your O2 sensor. This also measures percentage-wise, 21%. Your CO is parts per million, and your hydrogen sulfide is parts per million also. Now this detector comes with an insert to where if it's over a certain limit, it will start with an audible alarm. With the LEL, it'll go through different shades of color. And again, also, if it does happen to start sounding, it'll do a red light, it'll flash. The LEL goes through yellow to amber to red, so that way it lets you know where you're getting to. All right, as you can tell, at this point, we're already set up. You have your gooseneck extended. If you'll notice here, there is a little ring in here. This is to keep dirt and water out. If it does happen to become dirty or wet, this will have to be exchanged. All right, so if we're going into a home, we also have an audible beeping or clicking sound on the side here. If you turn it counterclockwise, you'll get it started. At that point, the closer that you get to where the gas leak is going to be or what it's picking up on the monitor here at the sensor, you'll hear it get faster. You can reset it if you would like to get a better reading. Now keep in mind that the sensor is not set for hot areas, so if you do incorporate or encounter an area that is hot, you have to be careful with this because this will melt. And you do not want to damage that because if you do, we have to replace the sensor. When you are completed with this monitor, you just go ahead and shut this down on the side. Again, you'll go clockwise with that, shutting it down, and you'll hit the A button to shut it off, to turn off the monitor. You're clicking. When it's stopped, then you can release. And as you notice, it's turning it off. You'll replace the gooseneck back up into its holder and put it back in the bag. Now, if it does say that the batteries are low, it gives you 5 minutes to replace the batteries, or 300 seconds. At that point, you'll replace the batteries here. It does take 3C batteries. And what you'll do to replace the batteries is you'll depress this right here. I'll try to do it myself. Push that in, that yellow area. Now when you're taking this apart, you'll notice that the batteries, there's 3 of them. They're kind of in there kind of tight. It's recommended by the manufacturer to put the top one in first, and then you'll replace the bottom one, and then you'll put the middle one in. And this is spring actuated, so you have to kind of be a little bit finesseful but careful with it too. I try not to put the batteries in backwards. There are fuses in here that you could accidentally make them go bad or blow them. So with that, once you have that on, you just replace, push that down a little bit, and you'll see it's clicked into place. That's replacing the batteries. Now if you do encounter something that requires attention, we do carry on the apparatus an oxygen rating of where everything is going to be like 23%, all the way down to less than 6%. You'll see we'll also have the carbon monoxide and hydrogen sulfide readings too. These are always, again, in every bag with the monitor. So if you have any questions about anything, if it's audible alarm, you know that you do have to step out of the area. And also in that container, actually in the clipboard, you're going to find this. This is something for the occupants to look at. So if you do have something that comes up, or if you don't, it gives them an answer to any of the readings that you're coming up with. Remember to always be safe whenever encountering an area or home that you're going to. At least stay 300 feet away from the home, and always mask up and wear your PPE whenever going into an LEL environment.